Hey everyone, welcome to Vancouver Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here because tonight it's not therapy session, it is celebration, baby. We're winning the cup. We're winning the cup. Okay, maybe not. That's just too good not to say that. Welcome to the channel, everyone, because the Vancouver Canucks win. I know this looks crazy because it was. It was an absolutely crazy game. Nobody in the world saw this coming. If you're into sports betting, and I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do that, what I'm saying is you would have never guessed. No one would ever guess the Canucks are going to win 6-2. That it was absolutely insane. What is going on in Canuckland? The fan base, we're all doom and gloom. It's all frustrating. The season's over. You might as well tank and rebuild. And and I keep saying, listen, if we're healthy, we're good. And everyone's like, no, we're not. And I'm like, yes, we are. And I'm getting into all these arguments online with people. And, and guess what? Some of our guys came back. We had Hughes and Heroic back. Obviously Garland's back, Besser's back. There's a lot of people that came back, and look how much better we looked. And now, granted, it didn't look good for the first two periods, but this team is kind of unique in the way that it literally only needs to play good for one period, and we can win the game. I don't get it. That's why we're 500. But it is absolutely wild to think that this team went in and beat Tampa Bay. Now, Tampa Bay has a bunch of injuries as well, but it's not against like Braden Point and Kucherov and those kind of guys. It is Hedman and Paul and a couple others, but I get it. And Tampa Bay's not great. Don't get me wrong; like they're not great in the standings, but at the end of the day, that is a decent rostered team. Like the way they constructed this team. Now, in all honesty, this is where we got to be very real because I make passionate, realistic, and honest content. By the way, everyone, I want you to post in the comments what your thoughts were, your biggest takeaways of what were your biggest takeaways of the game tonight. Post it in the comments. So one thing though, because I do Canucks content is passionate, realistic, and honest, I think we're leading the league, or maybe Calgary's leading the league in playing teams who start their backup goaltenders. Tonight, we played the backup. It wasn't Vasilevsky that was the goaltender. That's why we scored 6 goals. Like, let's just be completely honest. It's not like we're sitting here and going, we scored 6 goals on Vasilevsky. No, it's their backup. And that's why I'm not saying, and a bunch of our goals were tips, right? Which are take skill to do or off a defender and in, but they count. So like that's the awesome stuff. And so now I want to start off with a couple positive things. I want to talk about Pettersson's performance tonight. And you know me, I've been very critical of his performances of late, but one thing that myself and many other people say, many other content creators, I think about Canucks Uncensored, I think about Canuck Clay, I think about Tyler with the line change and Doodle Hockey, those kind of guys, those awesome guys, right? We all say the same thing. Pettersson needs to shoot the puck. He needs to shoot the puck. I know that he's an elite passer. I know he's a great defender. I know that. But he makes our team so much better when he shoots the puck. And tonight, he shot the puck and created an opportunity, and DeBrusk ended up scoring to get us on the board. I believe we were down 2-1. And you know what? I thought Pettersson had a pretty good game tonight. So I was impressed. But a lot of people have been poo-pooing on Quinn Hughes. But this just in, everyone, just in case you forgot, he's elite. He's absolutely elite. And it's almost like this year people are forgetting. Now, Vancouver Canucks fans aren't for most part, but they're like, we got to get rid of Quinn. He's not going to sign with us. We don't know that yet. Now, I get that when that's doom and gloom, it feels like that, absolutely feels like that, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced yet that Quinn Hughes is leaving this team anytime soon. And so just understand, I'm enjoying the ride as long as it lasts. If this is his last season in Vancouver, trust me when I say this, I have just thoroughly enjoyed it. But I think he's extending with this team. And tonight, he put on another show. Another show. So if this is why people show up. This is why you don't want the stars injured when you go pay all that money. Because to watch a guy like Quinn, for example, my daughter and her boyfriend just celebrated their 1-year dating anniversary. Okay, and my daughter surprised her boyfriend with tickets to go to the Colorado game. So I don't know if I should be telling you this. It might be too much personal information. But I go there and I text them. I'm like, you guys chose a great game to go to. And they're like, yeah, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And I said to them, I said, it's so awesome that you get to go see two of the best defensemen in the league. And you know what their response was? Who's the other guy? Because Quinn Hughes was that amazing against Colorado that Makar was just like, meh. Like, it wasn't the eye test. I'm not saying that, like, obviously my daughter's not a huge diehard Canucks fan like me, but like they're saying Hughes was noticeable, Makar wasn't. And if I went to the game, I've seen Colorado live, I have been impressed with Makar's play. But when you watch Quinn Hughes and what he does on a nightly basis, we are so blessed as a franchise. Even when we lose, you get to watch Quinn Hughes. Like, I know I've hijacked this post-game show to be like, Quinn Hughes is awesome. He is elite. You know what I mean? But Quinn Hughes is unbelievably talented, and I'm so thankful we have him. So this has been a great game to kind of showcase a lot of his talent as well. Let's dive into the game. I'll bring this up here. What's the best way to do this? That way? Oh, maybe, no, it's going to be this way. Let's do this. Okay. So as you can see here, this month we won in overtime against Nashville, lost to the Blackhawks, beat the Columbus Blue Jackets, lost in overtime to Colorado the night after. Then we had Winnipeg was better than us on the 11th on Remembrance Day. And then we lost in overtime to Carolina. By the way, I need to go. I need to go here just for a second. I need to show you this. I want to talk to you guys real quick before we get into this post-game show about the stats and everything that happened tonight. Guys, I made a video. I told you this on my last post-game show that I had footage of Pettersson in overtime because he was awful. Now, he was really good in regulation. Like, stole the puck, scored shorthanded, gotten a beautiful second assist on that power play goal from Pettersson to Besser to Garland. And I mean, he was one of the reasons why Pettersson. Look at how positive I'm being about Pettersson. Okay, he was so good in regulation, and then he got to overtime, and it was like kryptonite to Superman. Not that he's Superman, but let's just use the analogy. Okay, let's pretend for a moment, because he had 4 major mistakes, and I made a video on that. I showed it. I literally showed literal stuff about Pettersson, and it's just the truth. He turned the puck over. We had the puck for the entire time, and then he screwed it up. Okay, which is fine. Whatever, it happens. He lost the other important the one important face-off. They got a scoring chance out of it. Thankfully, didn't score. Then he lost a second one, and then he went up to the top, and Aho literally undresses him. Not literally, sorry. Like jukes him out and comes down and scores the winner, right? And I mean, people are like, you're such a Pettersson hater. I'm like, I'm just telling you, I'm showing you what happened. I'm literally showing you the facts. And the amount of people that have come into my comments is hilarious. And it's like, and then other people like trade Pedersen and blah, 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 right? But that's the, like, we need regulation Pedersen to play all the time. And I think we saw a good version of Pedersen tonight, which makes me happy. I want him to be successful. Okay, sorry. Why do I always go on a Pedersen rant? I think it's because the PD police, they bother me. Okay. Okay, let's dive in. So then we played tonight, Sunday, the 16th, win 6-2, which is still shocking to me. And then we play back-to-back tomorrow against Florida. It'll be interesting to see how we respond tomorrow. I think David Kempf is going to be there tomorrow. He was there today, but he didn't play for us. So be very, very interesting to see what happens. And then there's only one other game this week with Dallas, and then Sunday's at home as well against Calgary. So let's dive into this stuff for tonight. But I want to get into your comments, and really, really excited that you're here. Okay, so Hughes has 4 assists in return from an injury. Some people, it's just one of those things where you're sitting there and you're going, you're sitting there and you're going, hey, you just came back from injury, bro. You just came back. Like, I don't know, temper the expectations. Hey, by the way, guys, I'm going to put this team on my back. I'm going to have 4 assists. This guy is unbelievable. Okay, so sorry, I know I've already gone on the rant about how awesome he is. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so what was awful about the Canucks game is the shots on net. We got outshot. Look at this on the right-hand side here, guys. 13-1 in the first period. And then after that, we tied them in every period. But that's an awful start. 13-1. Then both teams only got 6 shots on goal. And the third period, we just opened up. They had 11 shots. They didn't score a thing in the third period. We scored all the goals. Look at that. All the Canuck goals. Okay, let's dive in. So Kucherov gets Tampa Bay on the board. Okay, then Gensel, and then in the second period, 9:26. Let's see, the DeBrusk. This is the Pedersen play where he gets the puck at the top here, and he does a little dangle right there and gets a beautiful shot off, and that's where DeBrusk puts it in. And I love it. Hughes gets the assist. Pedersen has the effective play and the shot, and then Jake DeBrusk pumps it in for his 7th, and it's the power play goal. By the way, he's been incredible on a power play for us this season. So, we'll drink to that. As I spilt my tea everywhere. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, have I not? Right. So it's 2-1, everyone, going into the third. We're getting outshot 19-7 going into the third period, and then all of a sudden we put on the burners, right? And so I just got to make sure that everyone's here and they're okay. I want to make sure. I had problems with my sound and had to shut down my stream the other night and had to restart it. Okay, so Kiefer Sherwood again on the power play, guys. He gets the tip. So you got Pedersen here, and he passes it over to Hughes, to Brock, and then this is where the tip happens, and it tipped the heel of Sherwood's stick, and then goes off the defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche, and we score. And you know what? It wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. And then again, Carlson gets, and now his is a tip as well. It's happened so fast. McEachran gets the puck here, shoots it at the net, backhands it, and Carlson tips it for his 2nd goal of the season, McEachran's 3rd assist, which is wild to think about. So, by the way, Kiefer Sherwood has 12 goals this year. 12 goals! That's crazy. Okay. And then Drew O'Connor, who is now considered a sniper on this team, apparently. 3rd line sniper, 4th line center. Kane to Hronek to Hughes. And then guess what? You'll never guess. A tip a third tip of the game. Absolutely stellar. Absolutely stellar. So you got Hughes with the assist, Hronek with the assist. Nice to have Hughes and Hronek back. Because look at the next goal. Oh, look how fast these goals are happening, everyone. We're talking 411, 454, 551. That's insane. And then just a little while later, McEachran, Hughes down, passes it across to Hronek, back over and gets the redirect in. Everything was working. Everything was working. And I was just watching this. And then, of course, the Marcus Pettersson one is just the empty netter. By the way, have you ever been to those games? You know, he's going to get the puck right here, and he just shoots it down. But you've been to those games, and like I used to work for the Nanaimo Clippers, and I was the on ice arena host, and I had the microphone and all that kind of stuff. And we'd do like shooting competitions. We get people randomly get out of the stands and say, okay, everyone, you shoot it all the way down and hit the net. Well, you know how many people can't do that? So the NHLers make it look easy, but that's like one end to the other almost. And, you know, Marcus Pettersson puts the massive nail in the coffin on that one. It was absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. 6 goals. Now, I get it was against their backup. They didn't want to play Vasilevsky. I get that. But a win's a win, and we need every win we can get because this team healthy, I think, definitely is at that stage where we could win games. And I think we could try to fight for a playoff spot. I know it's going to be hard. I know a lot of you are like, Trev, you're out to lunch. I get it. But listen, it's a good day. Listen, my Packers bounced back and won. I just was in Lambeau last week. By the way, side note, if you're an NFL fan, everyone's criticizing my Packers because we lost 10-7 on Monday Night Football. Well, look at the Eagles just beat the Lions, who everyone's crowning as one of the best teams in the NFC North. What was it, 16-9? We were better than Detroit. Just saying. Okay, so sorry. I know this is a hockey channel, so people don't want to talk about football much in here. So I get it. I'm cool with that. Okay, well, I want to get into your comments, so I'm going to scroll up here, and then and we're going to go into that. Okay, so we're going to hit the promo, and then get to your comments. Looking forward to connecting with you. All right, everyone. There was something I wanted to download. Oh, I want to download this Bluger thing here. I've got. I don't. If you've been looking at my content, my other content, you're gonna see. There it is, right there. I'm gonna put Kempf and Bluger. Kempf and Bluger. I'm gonna bring this up just a second. I want to show you a little comp of this. Okay. I want to bring this up. So where did it go? Is it under this one? Kempf, is this it? No. I'm gonna find it. Kempf and Bluger. Okay, here we go. All right, I just want to show you a little thing. We'll talk about it in a minute, but it's a comparison. Let's talk about it now, and then I'll get into your comments. So here's the comparison. Can I just bring it up like this instead or something? Oh, it's like this one. Nope. I don't know how to do this. Oh, I know why, because I'm doing it the wrong way. If I do it this way, sorry, my apologies, everyone. There we go. Okay, so we're going to remove this, and we're going to put this here. There we go. Okay, sorry it took so long. So everyone's all pumped about David Kempf, and it's a David Kempf, right? But I like to use the F there. I don't know if I can. Kempf. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. But Teddy Bluger and Kempf are just, in my opinion, almost identical players. Look at this. Look at these. Look at these. This is just offensive stats, for example. Okay, obviously there's shot blocks and penalty kill, and like Bluger is one of the best penalty killers in my opinion in the entire NHL. So, but these guys are almost identical in stats offensively. So what we're getting here is a third line center or a second line center. And a lot of people have been like, Trev, you've been so negative about this addition. It's just like, to me, it's not moving the needle, right? And it's helpful, don't get me wrong, because I don't know how long Bluger's actually going to be out for, because he keeps saying week to week. And then they say he's close. But we basically got two guys that are identical, except for them plus minus, okay? And penalty minutes. But if you look at these numbers, guys. Now, just a heads up, David Kempf has played 536 games and Bluger's played 420. But look at the numbers are better for Bluger. Okay, numbers are better for Bluger. Better goals, better assists, better points, better plus minus, more penalty minutes. I don't know if that's better or worse. Probably worse. Game winning goals just by one. Now, Kempf has more shots, but I mean that's yeah. So, and then championships, of course, he won one with Vegas. So, but yeah, you know what? We're basically getting the same player. We're getting the same player. So I hope he plays tomorrow. I would like to see him. I'm really interested to see where they're going to put him. Are they going to put him on the second line center? That would be really interesting to see if they do that. All the Toronto guys are coming into my comments and he's really good. And that's like, yeah, they keep saying he's really good. And it's not just Toronto guys, there's other people coming in. I'm like, he's not really good because he got put on waivers. Like, really good players don't get put on waivers. Well, Dubas signed him to too big of a contract. That's fine. He cap penalty for sure. But if he was great, you don't put a guy, you find a way to keep him, right? But he's a third, fourth line guy, and that's why we got him for, $1.1 million for a year. That's a good deal. We'll see. We'll see what it is. I hope the change of scenery and the new opportunities helps him to blossom in Vancouver, because if he's playing on that second line, he's playing tons more minutes, everyone. If they're going to do what they did with Reichel and just slot him in, that might be some exciting stuff to see with him. And he'll have some pretty good line mates. He'll either have DeBrusk and Besser, or it's going to be Reichel and Besser. That's what it's going to be. So that's pretty good. Or could be Kane on that line, but I think Kane's playing Pettersson now. So going to be interesting to see how he slots it in. Okay, I promise to get into your comments. Sorry, I went on this long tangent on that. I think it's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. It's relevant, though, right, to our thing. So Stuart is the first one here. Welcome, Stuart. It's good to have you here. And then, there's a whole bunch of Shannon. You're right. Awesome Canucks game. Absolutely. They turned it on and turned it around at the same time. Rod, they were fantastic tonight. Good. Go Canucks, go. Absolutely. Swervin's in the building. You've got Coach Rob here. You've got all kinds of people. Sensei Dean's in the building. That's awesome. So glad you're here. People first, Yukon. It's great. It's great to see you guys here. Dave is in the building saying no rebuild. I was dead wrong. After one game, look at our emotions, right? As fans, they go up and down, And so, is Garland okay? I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything whether he's all right or not. That first period, the Canucks were being hammered. What a comeback. That was resiliency right there. Rob doesn't have his number, but he would call him. That's hilarious. Skytrain, Canuck, Elfrin is here. Good to see you, man. Canucks Uncensored. By the way, they're going live tonight at 10 o'clock. I want to encourage you guys to go and support their channel. They do great, great content. So 3 out of 4 points on this road trip so far. Would anyone be surprised if we went 5 points out of 6 after tomorrow's game? I would. I like this team, but I would think that Florida hasn't been that great this year, have they? So, revenge versus Marchand tomorrow. I think that's been so long ago. So, Dave, I think we're the only ones that think about that. Leah, yes, I started the show late. My apologies, because my wife just got back from a trip and I was hanging out there, and one of my good friends gave me a call on the phone, and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta do the show. Okay, so, yeah, the whole crew is here, absolutely, and Russell's here too, absolutely. So great to have everyone here. Okay. Lightning only struck twice, so maybe we can get that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let's keep scrolling down. Dave says he misses Horvat. I know that he was a fan favorite. I know he's having a good season, but it's just like me with Miller. You just got to move on, But Russ is excited about the big win tonight. Mark is in the building. Good to see you, Mark. Yeah, we're celebrating good times. We won. Mark's Broncos beat the Chiefs today. So my Packers won. Your Chiefs won. And the Canucks win. That's a great day. Jeevan is in the building. Have not seen you in a long time, man. Hope you are well. Another bump in the road to get McKenna. We're not going to get McKenna. We're not tanking for McKenna. We're trying to make the playoffs. So, it was a depleted Tampa Bay team, but it's not like we have all of ours. Well, we had quite a few of our stars back, to be honest. So, Rev and guys, are you going to Russell open house tomorrow? What? He's got an open house. That would be cool. I live on Vancouver Island in Nanaimo, so I will not be there, unfortunately. But I would love to do that if that's what he's doing. Elfred says impressive. Canucks scored a bunch in the third, 3 goals in a minute 40. I know, it was epic, man. It was absolutely epic. Devorius says Hughes made a triumphant return tonight. 4-point night was awesome. Yeah, absolutely, man. And Lanks kept us in the game. Absolutely, man. And then Beer Baron is in the building. If Tampa with all those scoring weapons is depleted, then what are the Canucks? That's a great point. I still think Tampa Bay is a decent team. So, I know they're a middle of the pack team, but let's be honest. I don't think the Canucks and the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to stay in the mushy middle. I think we're both going to go up. The history of propaganda is here. Says Petey broke the PK pressure with his deke. Everything opened up after that. It was a beautiful deke. It was a beautiful shot. And yeah, and the Lightning also played well last night. So when Petey shoots, good things happen. That's why I say. Stewart was a big fan of DeBrusque. And you're right, Alfred. At least Petey's not shooting himself at the foot like in the other games. Huggy, sorcery is absolutely. He is a magician out there for sure. At least he's not cutting his hand at dinner. Oh man, isn't that an awful story? Wow. 6-7. Great game, Kluche. I love it. Game was a little bit different. Sure, we got the lucky stick part way through the game. Yeah, for sure. Quinn is like Paul Coffey times Brian Leach. Whew, that's a great player then. 4 assists is elite, absolutely. And that is lofty praise for sure. Paul Coffey and Leach, I'd be just happy with either one of those guys. But you know what? Watching Hughes, and I know this is going to tick off Rangers. I think he's better than Brian Leach. I think he's better than Brian Leach. Paul Coffey, kind of different. Yeah, I know Leach and him are different players too, but yeah, I just think Quinn Hughes is one of the. He's going to come down as one of the greatest defensemen in the league history. So I saw Gord was walked by Hughes and Petey and dropped by Sherwood. Yeah, that Gord and Sherwood were chirping there for sure. That was neat to see. EP40 is playing pretty good recently. Hopefully they find another top 6 center. Then maybe I can't see around my microphone. Maybe Canucks can make it to the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that second line center thing. I don't know. We'll find out. Stuart Baker says, Bedard, I was playing and getting the 3 Pedersen to Chicago in the first pick. Were you playing NHL or something? First pick, Chicago pick, cannot trade Pedersen to Chicago. Yeah, cannot get Bedard to go to Vancouver. I know, man. Get a dog to Vancouver to go to Vancouver. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so So 3 Pedersens to Chicago in the first pick. Cannot trade. Okay, anyways, that's confusing, but I understand what you're kind of going there. Devin, good to see you. RevTrev, I bought a pack of hockey cards at Tim Hortons and pulled the Quinn Hughes. Let's go. Bro, that's better than me with all those stupid Flames ones I keep pulling. So I haven't bought in a pack in a while. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm glad you got a Quinn Hughes. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, 1 shot in 20 minutes. It's awful. Jack says, I like that McEachran guy. He should stick in the lineup, put Reichel on the wing, then when Kemp gets in. Yeah, I mean, Kemp is probably going to be a 4th line centerman probably for us. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say this. Linus Karlsson scores on his last name. The last Canuck to score on his birthday, Jake DeBrusk. And so that's pretty cool. There are only a few Canucks have scored on their birthday. So I hope the Canucks can get someone like Matthew Oliver. Oh, man, I'm tired of teams trying to start something with the Canucks with no repercussions. I would love that. Him or Klappa from Calgary. I mean, Zadorov. We had Zadorov. That he was great. He dropped the gloves Saturday night against Montreal. That was cool. I think he dropped the gloves a couple times, actually. Told you Sherwood was going to be another JT Miller. I mean, he's not. He's not. He's got 12 goals and what? None or 1 assist. But I do like his physicality, and I do like that he's scoring, and I hope that he turns into a mini JT Miller for sure, because I love Kiefer Sherwood. Jack says, it's easy if you have nobody trying to check you, but if they're pressured, it's tough. Yep. My Seahawks lost at the LA Rams. I know the Rams are really good. That was a close game too. And Darnold threw 4 picks, which is insane. Pedersen in November has 9 points in 7 games, 105-point pace, has the most blocked shots amongst forwards and face-off wins in the league. He has the most face-off wins in the league? That's shocking to me. Listen, are we talking about in a 7-game stretch? That's it? We're not counting the other games? Because as of last week, he was on pace for 50 points. So you're inflating those numbers for sure. Absolutely inflating those numbers for sure. So Ryan, it was fun watching the Lightning players get mad over every little thing, and the Canucks were just clowning them when they were showing clear frustration. Absolutely. And then Roy says, I guess we don't need to drive Lankinen out of town. Nope, we don't. Do you think we play better tonight? Yes, I do. I do think we played better tonight. Hey, Trev, the Lions aren't in the playoffs. I know. BC Lions. By the way, it was a Grey Cup today, and I forgot. I'm so into the NFL that and the Lions aren't in it, so why I wouldn't watch it. But I watched highlights. Looked like it was a fantastic game. Congratulations to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. But yeah, we won. While the AHL Canucks lost theirs 5-2 to the Kraken relevant affiliate, the Firebirds, to drop the regular season record to 3-11-0-2. How can it be 0-2? I think it's 3-11-2, wouldn't it? Yeah, interesting. Watch part of the AHL game, but watch more of the Canucks Bolts Sunday game. Yep. Murray from New Zealand. It's smoking hot there. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here, man. Jack Kempf is a fourth line center. He's good at PK and faceoffs. I'm cool with it. Yep, that's what I'm expecting. I'm keeping my expectations low when it comes to him. And if he does better than that, great. Gets EP40 more offensive starts. We need help on the PK. I agree. And so does Russ. He agrees as well. Want them to tank for the pick. That's great. That's not what they're doing. You can want that. You can desire that. They're not going to rebuild. Trust me, that is not what this owner and this management group wants to do. They want to be successful and they want to make steps and strides. So, Murray, I think you have to look where he came from and the shambles he left behind. Yep. It's true. But it's not like he's coming to a great situation here either. I think Reichel will be on the wing tomorrow, which will be great. Is Kemp an EP40 fan now? Good question. I like it. I know what you're trying to do here. Like you and I have always said, when he plays well, we're going to give him credit. When he doesn't, we're going to give him crap, basically. So he played well tonight, and he deserves the praise. Okay. Who would you start in goal? Lankinen again? Yes. I was thinking about that. I would start Lankinen 2 games in a row. He's an NHL goalie who wants to be a starter, and that's why they paid him the money they did. And Demko's out, so you go back to Lankinen against Florida. I'm sorry, but that's what you do. He rests until Dallas, guys. And there's no game until after that. There have been a lot of early by Pacific time zone standards Canuck games, and one of them was Sunday. Yep, it's true. The Chiefs did not win. It was the Denver Broncos. That's right. Did I say that wrong? My apologies, because that's Mark's team is the Broncos. Dead last teams. Who cares? I care about this team. The Flames are dead last, not us. I'm not having an open house. I think someone said Russ is, so I don't know. Is that true, Russ? Hardworking team. No one can deny that. Lefty all around. Absolutely. Yeah. I think, David, that the Bolts will be a playoff team. That's what I think. Left Yarn O'Connor has been out of my doghouse for quite a few games now. He looks like he's coachable and giving 100%. Yes, he's been a pleasant surprise. And every year or two, you get one of those guys. You get the Höglander, you get the Joshua. Now it's Drew O'Connor. That's what you're getting. So I hope that it continues, not just for this year, but the years to come. Jack says, tell Jack Hughes you can't cut your hand on chopsticks. Another reason he should come to Vancouver. I agree. By the way, I watched a video on TikTok today that says if you eat sushi, you 100% have parasites in your body. I was like, what? Why has no one ever told me this? And there's this guy who cleanses himself of like parasites and stuff. And he was trying to get people, he helps people. I'm like, oh, is this true? Like they just say the way it's made and all that kind of stuff. It's like, ugh. But I love sushi. It's so good. So I don't know how you do a cleanse. But anyways. I won't compare him to another number 18 the Canucks had who used to frustrate me more than any other Canuck player I've ever watched. Okay, so Virtanen. Okay. Devin, Hedl is skating again. That's good news. Whether or not you think he should play again, he's skating. He wants to play. That's his choice. But yeah. Rat is here, says might help Reichel to get some big minutes in Abbey and get some help on draws with Manny. Probably wouldn't be too happy about getting sent back down, though. Absolutely, he would not be. I'm taking it one step at a time with the EP40. Absolutely. Jack, no Detroit Lions. No, I know. You're talking about the BC Lions. Packers only beat the terrible Giants. Listen, a win's a win. A win's a win. We lost by 3 to the Super Bowl champs, and then we go out and we beat the Giants. Did the Giants beat the Eagles this year? Yes, they did. And then they played them again, and then the Eagles crushed the Giants. Okay, but you know what? A win's a win. So I'll take it. I'll take it. We're trying to win the division here, trying to make the playoffs. So lefty all around, send Reichel and Baines down. And when we have some guys, absolutely. Rebuilds, I agree, are the last resort. We're not doing that. So Baines should be sent down. Reichel, Baines is down. Did he play tonight? I didn't see him. I didn't notice him at least. Let me just look at that. I mean, did I totally miss him? Like I was busy doing a whole bunch of stuff, but Baines didn't play tonight. So yeah, okay. Scared me there. Like, did I miss that? Leafs are terrible. Yep. The Leafs fan base is melting down. You think it's bad in Vancouver? Try to be a Leafs fan, man. Yeah, McEachran is better than Baines for sure at this stage in his career. Brian is no, if they play Lanky on Monday, greater chance of getting injured and burnt out. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So Martin is in the building. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I just came back last weekend from my epic birthday trip. I saw a Milwaukee Bucks Bulls game. I saw a Ravens Vikings game in Minneapolis. I saw my Packers play on Monday night against the Eagles. Yeah, that was great. I had a good weekend this weekend. Things are going well. Hope you're doing well, Martin. Of course, Canucks won. That's a good thing. Jack says it's all propaganda, Trev. It's because our sushi is better. Okay. I'm with you. I'd say the Canucks had a lot of good puck luck tonight. I agree, Martin. I'll take it. Never trade bad luck for skill. Oh, for sure. Hedel is making a comeback, although it's too early to know. That's true. Kevin says, how have we had Mac on the bench the whole time and playing Baines? You mean McEachran? I think that's what you're talking about. He was in the AHL, so Lanky is hot and ask him how he feels, and travel is short. Why not start him? Exactly. We're talking about like a short flight, everyone. No, I was saying Detroit Lions aren't in playoffs. I figured you didn't like them. No, I don't mind the Lions. I don't mind Lions. I don't hate them. I don't mind them. I mean, they're in my division, so not a huge fan, but I have a lot of respect for them. Yeah, Baines was in the press box tonight. Baines took Mac's spot on it. Why do you say it twice? Reichel might not love being in the minors, but I bet you working with Malhotra would do him a ton of good. That's probably true. Leafs are missing Marner. Shocking. Everyone's like, get rid of Marner. I'm like, how do you replace 100 points? Look how bad it's been without JT Miller in the lineup for us, guys. Like, and then we're like, we need a second line center. We had a first line center in JT Miller. And so, yeah, Marner's gone, and the Leafs are sucking, and serves them right. He didn't treat Marner right, guys. It's amazing when the Canucks shoot the puck. Good things happen, right? Yeah, right. Rebounds, all kinds of stuff. So, good to see you, Shannon. Did you see RevTrev? Ryan O'Reilly refused to be traded to come play for the Canucks. I did not see that. That's bad. That's bad. When was that? Recently? Dave W doesn't think that the Leafs are going to make the playoffs. Leafs don't even have their first round pick, or next year too. They have no prospects, and they are so slow. Leafs are in big trouble. Yep. Reichel thinks he won't score before he even shoots the puck. Needs to ride the bus for a while. Hopefully, score some to get his confidence back if he ever had any. Yeah, well, I think he's got there. Hey, no apologies necessary. Good to have you. I don't mind Canucks having low shots when they have over 20% shooting percentage. Good point. The Leafs are missing them. So Leafs, after all, went 11 straight games of 3 or more goals scored. That's a good point. David, I'd be surprised if they'd make the playoffs. They look like the worst team in the East. What an awesome game. Absolutely. That's the world you live in. when you're in the playoffs and actually going for it 8 straight years. That's a good point. Let's keep scrolling down. Leaf fans not loving Joshua. You know what fans are loving their player that they just got is Zadorov in Boston. I'm telling you that right now. Why hasn't McEachran been playing earlier? That's a good question. I don't know. He was in the minors in Abbotsford, so win a 2026 Stanley Cup, not likely the Leafs or Flames, but maybe one of the others still. I mean, I don't think Montreal's going to win the Stanley Cup either, guys. I'm dead serious about that because they don't have the goaltending. But maybe if their goalies can turn it around, I think that they can be a favored team for sure. Toronto doesn't do it because they make dumb trades. McEachran is Mac. Oh, because Mackenzie McEachran. Oh, thank you. My apologies. Get rid of JT soon as he's gone. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, we need a center, right? I think the Canucks are going to come out good tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. So 4:00 start. I'm at work, so I'll miss the first part of it. So, how confident did PD look tonight in the third? That move at the blue line and then shot on net, resulting in goal. I thought he played really great tonight. I honestly did. The Vancouver experience. Okay, I got to shut this down, everyone. JT is not having a good year. That's true. Or he could be called M&M. That's true. And David Kemp walked away from the Toronto Maple Leafs organization and got a breach of contract and got put on unconditional waivers because the Toronto Maple Leafs sent him to the minors. I know, that's crazy. We play Florida tomorrow at 4:00. Kevin, Canucks would love Kane if he came out like Zadorov. Don't mind Kane. Yeah, instigating penalty. I don't mind. I don't mind him, but I know Canucks fans are really upset with him. Govin says Montreal is still a young team, 2 or 3 years. I can see them being serious cup contenders. They might be this year. Okay, everyone, I got to run. Thank you so much for being here. Canucks win. Guys, Canucks win 6-2 against Tampa. No one saw this coming, but I am so pumped, so grateful, so glad that you're here. Guys, girls, if you haven't hit all the stuff, I'm on everywhere. I'm on social media all over the place. Join my stuff. Thank you for being here on the live stream. You guys and girls are amazing. Let's continue to cheer this team on, believe in blue, and of course, always go Canucks. Go.